Hi, I'm Tom Croft. I'm a portrait painter and I'm based in Oxford. I've spoken to a number of portrait artists and I understand that we were all struggling at the beginning of lockdown to really focus on our work. So I put a post out on Instagram suggesting that I would paint the first NHS key worker to contact me as a means of saying thank you and as a means of me re-engaging in my work. I then suggested that other portrait artists might like to do the same. I felt if enough people could take part and join in, it would be a wonderful means of thanking these heroic individuals going about their daily work, but also to document an extraordinary passage of history. I was completely amazed and pleasantly surprised at the amount of people who wanted to take part, both the number of artists and in fact the quality of artists who wanted to offer a free portrait and their time and their expertise on this, but also the amount of NHS key workers who were happy for us to tell their stories, whether it be a happy celebratory one of them feeling good about what's going on and their role in helping, to some very tragic tales of obviously dreadful loss and an exceptionally challenging time, both physically for everyone, but mentally too. So it's been incredible to watch the initiative grow. There are now, I left it at 500 people that I'd matched. And then it has grown to become something that other countries are now taking part in. So in America and Spain and Italy, Germany, Poland, France, they all have similar initiatives based on this one, and that's enormously gratifying to see. The Contemporary British Portrait Painters, or CBPP, are a collective of some of the finest portrait artists working in the UK today. I'm thrilled to be part of the group. I am delighted so many took part in Portraits for NHS Heroes. And this exhibition is a very focused, concentrated collection of works and is an interesting way of seeing how different artists describe people and their situations in different ways through drawing and painting. I think it's important to point out that a number of NHS key workers have mentioned to me on social media that they're uncomfortable with the label of hero. They see themselves as just going about their job, and I think it's really important we don't deny them their rights to be as human as they need to be in the sense of how they process or don't process this extraordinarily traumatic time they're going through. And I feel the hero tag of Portraits for NHS Heroes refers to their heroic work, the fact that they are putting themselves in harm's way, knowingly, willingly, for our benefit, is what the label refers to. So the first person to contact me on social media was a nurse called Harriet Durkin, who works in the A&E department of Manchester Royal Infirmary. And she had just been recovering at home from COVID-19 when she contacted me and was just about to return to work on night shifts. I was thinking about how I would portray Harriet and which side of her, if you like, we were trying to describe. Are we showing her relaxed at home, and is that how she wants to focus on this period of time and look at that side of things? Or should I be documenting and showing the work side and therefore her in her PPE gear? And in fact, that's the way I decided to go. So we have this image that Harriet sent to me as a reference, and that was obviously crucial at the moment. We can't have live sittings. Normally a portrait painter, you would have somebody come and sit for you, although a lot of us work from photographs too. So we asked our subjects to send in photographs, and I chose one of Harriet in PPE gear, and she's putting her hand up, and on the one hand she appears to be greeting us maybe and waving, but because she's wearing a mask it's very difficult to read her facial expression. because you can only see the eyes. So she could just as easily be putting a hand up to stop you. And it just reminded me of the need for social distancing at the moment. So I found that an interesting image to capture and set up this scene of what we're all experiencing, but obviously most crucially what Harriet is currently going through on a daily basis. I found the business of wearing a mask, which on the one hand protects hopefully Harriet and the patient a little bit, but also it creates this barrier. So normally you would have that human connection of being able to see somebody's face and read them and reassure them from Harriet's point of view. And that is denied you by being covered in a mask and PPE gear. And I understand it can be an additional level of stress and anxiety to the patients. So it takes on extra kind of power and meaning, to me at least, in this portrait. If you've enjoyed this exhibition, why not make a donation to NHS Charities Together? We provide a link for you to do that, and we would really appreciate it. Many thanks.